everyone, Kat and the slappy big girl here, rocking our newest favorite Halloween shirt because I noticed I've been slacking on showing off my Halloween outfits for the year. I keep just, usually I record these all in one day and just spread them out through the week, but I've been forgetting to change my shirt for the ones. So we got Hocus Pocus! Yes. And don't y'all love it? The sister girl. And it's hard to tell, but there's a spell at the beginning of the movie Hocus Pocus where they turn, Zachary Binks into a cat. And that's what the side of my shirt says. It's the spell to turn him into a black cat. And I got this at freaking Big Lots, but it's surprisingly good quality. Like the font here is actually raised up, where it's the last line spells. Given for black is black, just like this. And if y'all don't know, I freaking love Hocus Pocus. I have been watching that movie since I saw it in theaters as a child, even though I'm totally dating myself with that. So, yep, that's what's up. We got the fussy big girl. We had a little man, because I had nowhere to sit on the couch, because, yeah, she's taking it up, slapping me like a rude girl that she is. And as I went to sit down, little man hopped in my spot and was like, "Oh, you're sitting here, mama? Pet me!" And like straight up half sit standing on his butt. So I had to scratch his chest, and then he decided he was done and went to go have a paw bath on the boyfriend's pillow. He thinks he's sneaky, but anytime he goes to the bedroom, that's what he's doing. He's propped up only on the boyfriend's pillow, licking his paw, and mostly licking the pillow. Yes. Do you hear your brother? You got those ears. Is somebody outside? Or a kitty having the audacity to be outside? But it's Monday, or it will be when I post this, so Grimm Tales. Because that's what we do now on Mondays, is we listen to a Grimm Tale. And eventually we will get through all of this. There's 252 tales in here. Some of them I think are like segregated as, we've had a few religious ones sneak in here. There are some that were straight up, yeah, these are religious, these were previously omitted. We will be skipping the religious ones, because that is not what we do on this channel. But still, there's like 200 something left. And we're only on number 46. So we got a while to go. So what should we get into today? It is Fitcher's bird. I'm gonna guess there's gonna be a bird in here, but I have no idea what on earth else this is about. I have never heard of it. So, shall we get into it? With the usual puppies and whatnot. Once upon a time, there was a sorcerer who used to assume the guise of a poor man and go begging from house to house to catch beautiful girls. No one knew where he took them, since none of the girls ever returned. Sleazy, dirty old man. One day he appeared at the door of a man who had three beautiful daughters. He looked like a poor, weak beggar and carried a basket on his back as though to collect handouts in it. He begged for some food. When the oldest daughter came out to hand him a piece of bread, he had only to touch her, and that compelled her to jump into his basket. Yeah, I've never had the urge to jump into a basket. A ball pit, maybe, but not a basket. Let's get the big girl. Mom, are you showing me off? Yes, yes, I am. Because you're cute when you're not being abusive. Then he rushed away with great strides and carried her to his house in the middle of a dark forest. Alright, you know the rule, 3 hits, it's mine. Everything was splendid inside the house, and he gave her whatever she desired. My darling, he said, I'm sure you'll like it here, for there's everything your heart desires. Oh no, does he have hot wings and Chinese food and lots of puppies to snuggle while we're attempting to read? I bet not. After a few days had gone by, he said, I must go on a journey and leave you alone for a short time. Here are the keys to the house. You may go wherever you want and look at everything except one room, which This small key here opens. If you disobey me, you shall be punished by death. Well, that's just mean. Tell me no, and that's all I want to do. Just teasing her curiosity, trying to get her off. Bad old man. He also gave her an egg and said, I'm giving you this egg for safekeeping. You're to carry it wherever you go. If you lose it, then something awful will happen. She took the keys and the egg and promised to take care of everything. When he was gone, she went all around the house and explored it from top to bottom. The rooms glistened with silver and gold, and she was convinced that she had never seen such great splendor. Finally, she came to the forbidden door. She wanted to walk past it, but curiosity got the better of her. Maybe she was a cat like me. She examined the key, which looked like all the others, stuck it into the lock, and turned it a little. The door sprang open. But what did she see when she entered? There was a large, bloody basin in the middle of the room, and it was filled with dead people who had been chopped to pieces. Next to the basin was a block of wood with a glistening axe on top of it. She was so horrified by this that she dropped the egg she had been holding in her hand, and it plopped into the basin. She took it out and wiped the blood off, but to no avail. The blood reappeared instantly. She wiped and scraped, but she could not get rid of the spot. Not long after this, the sorcerer came back from his journey, and the first things he demanded from her were the keys and the egg. When she handed them to him, she was trembling, and he perceived right away by the red spots on the egg that she had been in the bloody chamber. Since you went into the chamber against my will, he said, you shall go back in, against your will. This is the end of your life. He threw her down, dragged her along by the hair, cut her head off on the block, and chopped her into pieces so that the blood flowed onto the floor. Then he tossed her into the basin with the others. Now I shall fetch the second daughter, said the sorcerer. Once again he went to the house in the guise of a poor man and begged. When the second daughter brought him a piece of bread, he caught her as he had the first, just by touching her. Then he carried her away, and she fared no better than her sister, for she succumbed to her own curiosity. She opened the door to the bloody chamber, looked inside, and had to pay for this with her life when the sorcerer returned from his journey. That is a big old basket. We got a picture here. Got the he's a little old man, but dang, he's carrying humans on his back. That huge thing. He's no delicate old dude. Now he went and fetched the third daughter, but she was smart and cunning. After he had given her the keys and the egg and had departed, she put the egg away in a safe place. Then she explored the house and eventually came to the forbidden chamber. Okay, I might have a dirty mind. I did read a book that I shouldn't have this week, and I will review it for you later. But oh, what did she see? Her two dear sisters lay there in the basin, cruelly murdered and chopped to pieces. However, she set to work right away and gathered the pieces together, arranging them in their proper order: head, body, arms, and legs. When nothing more was missing, the pieces began to move and join together. Both the maidens opened their eyes and were alive again. Then they all rejoiced, kissed, and hugged each other. When the sorcerer returned, he demanded his keys and egg right away. And when he could not discover the least trace of blood, he said, You have passed the test, and you shall be my bride. But he no longer had any power over her and had to do what she requested. All right, she answered, but first I want you to carry a basket full of gold to my father and mother, and you're to carry it on your back by yourself. In the meantime, I shall prepare for the wedding. Then she ran to her sisters, whom she had hidden in a little chamber. The time has come when I can save you, she said. The villain himself shall carry you back home. But as soon as you get there, you must send me help. She put her two sisters into a basket and covered them completely with gold until nothing could be seen of them. Nice, sneaking out her sisters and a ton of his money. Serves a little crazed serial killer right. Then she called the sorcerer to her and said, Now take the basket away, but don't you dare stop and rest along the way. I'll be keeping an eye on you from my window. The sorcerer lifted the basket onto his back and went on his way. The basket, however, was so heavy that sweat ran down his face. At one point, he sat down and wanted to rest for a while, but one of the sisters called from the basket, I can see through my window that you're resting. Get a move on. Whenever he stopped along the way, he heard a voice and had to keep moving. Although he had run out of breath and was groaning, He finally managed to bring the basket with the gold and the two maidens to their parents. Back at his place, the bride was preparing the wedding feast and sent invitations to all the sorcerer's friends. How the heck did she get that? And how does he have friends? Kinda sounds terrible. Then she took a skull with graying teeth, decorated it with jewels and a wreath of flowers, carried it up to the attic window, and set it down so it faced outward. When everything was ready, she dipped herself into a barrel of honey, cut open a bed, and rolled around in the feathers so she looked like a strange bird, and it was impossible to recognize her. Okay. Afterward, she went out of the house, and on the way she met some of the wedding guests, who asked, "Where are you coming from, oh Fitcher's bird?" "I'm from Fitcher's house. Haven't you heard?" "And what may the young bride be doing there?" "She swept the whole house from top to bottom. Just now she's looking out the attic window." Finally, she met the bridegroom, who was walking back slowly. He also asked, "Where are you coming from, oh Fitcher's bird?" "From Fitcher's house. Haven't you heard?" "And what may the young bride be doing there?" "She swept the whole house from top to bottom. Just now she's looking out the attic window." The bridegroom looked up and saw the decorated skull. He thought it was his bride and nodded and greeted her in a friendly way. However, once he and his guests were all gathered inside the house, the bride's brother and relatives arrived. They had been sent to rescue her, and they locked all the doors of the house to prevent anyone from escaping. Then they set fire to the house, and the sorcerer and all his cronies were burned to death. Now that is a proper grim tale, and I like it. Hopefully you enjoyed that and enjoyed the shirt. Have you got a nice Halloween collection of tops to wear to get you in the mood? Drop a line, let me know, and I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.